Ladies and gentlemen, an eruption happened today in the WWE 2K community when more information was dropped regarding the WWE 2K26 Ringside Pass, which happens to be one of 2K's newest additions into the WWE 2K franchise. We've already seen things like this happening in the NBA 2K franchise, and I dropped a sort of breakdown explanation video of what this could possibly mean a couple of days back. So if you guys watched that, shout out to you guys. And this right here basically confirms a lot of what I said, like level skips, different rewards, persona cards, things like that. There's a lot of that going on with this, so let's go on ahead and get into it. There's some good, there's a lot of bads, and the community is not happy. WWE 2K26's Ringside Pass will consist of 40 levels. There will be multiple rewards, and you will have 2 different tracks. Continue getting updates on WWE 2K26. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, because we are on our way to 25,000 subscribers. Let's go on ahead and get back into it. 1 free track and 1 premium track where you will get personas, DLC, which that's going to be a problem that we're going to get to, but the free track will basically eliminate the supercharger of what it was, and now we will get legends and just unlockables that you should be getting throughout the game. You're going to get that through the free track instead of having to earn VC or get an accelerator or anything like that to purchase the superstars one by one. So that's one thing to keep in mind with this in this season pass. Now, you guys may think, does this expire? No, it does not. It will stay there, and it's something that you don't have to worry about being on a time constraint for, which that's one of the pros with this thing, that I feel that, okay, you know what? At least I don't got to sit there and grind this mindlessly for a month because I know that it's going to go away at some point. So that's not the case, but obviously people are going to want these rewards. People are going to want to level up, and I think that's a good thing, the wanting to play the game and level up, right? Because so often I find myself not engaged with the game because there's just not much to do. Now you're giving me a level system to go up and grind towards, which I think could be a good thing, but it starts with the DLC, and honestly, us getting this type of feature at the expense of that does make me a little bit worried, because now with the DLC you unlock one of the characters at level 1, and then from level 1 through 20 you unlock the rest of the characters, and then you get to keep going all the way up to 40 and unlock more rewards, again, such as personas, create a superstar parts, my faction rewards. It just goes on and on and on. And again, I think that you justify this if the rewards are really that good, but even with trying to justify it, there are a lot of people that are upset because they feel like they're paying for something and they still got to grind for it. And honestly, guys, this is something that's not just plaguing WWE 2K. This is something that's everywhere in the industry right now. And obviously that doesn't make it okay. It's a formula that is ongoing and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. With a lot of these games and the way microtransactions and everything is now, it does feel like there's a lot of adapting that we have to do as fans and people that really want to play this game. So I think that's also something to keep in mind as well. And just to talk about how you get rewarded in this mode, you get to play Play Now, Universe, My Rise, Showcase, My GM, My Faction, The Island. The only time that you won't get any rewards is when you're in an online lobby that doesn't have to do anything with The Island or My Faction. If you're doing player versus player, matchmaking, all that good stuff, you are able to get rewarded for it. So you are able to play online at the end of the day and still get these rewards. So that's something to keep in mind as well. There would be a total of 6 passes like we mentioned in the other video, and each pass will have 4 different wrestlers, and that's something that people were worried about. All the way through December, we will be getting new wrestlers. Waiting all the way till December for maybe a wrestler that you really want, I will agree that is going to suck in my opinion. I really don't like that, but I think having content all the way through is also a fun little way to engage with the game and get through these, 12 months of the cycle. Just my 2 cents with that. Now, with all of this, right, we talk about the bad and we talk about the good, and one of the bads is that we are gonna see level skips get introduced with this, as I mentioned in the last video. And that to me is going to be a bit of a problem because it does worry you. Are they going to slow down XP so you can buy level skips, right? Out of experience with NBA 2K, I'm able to just pop some double XP tokens and get real far in one day and unlock a lot of these rewards. And one thing is that we do not know how they're going to go on ahead and approach this, but NBA 2K's season pass, battle pass, whatever you want to call it, it costs $80 to max out from level 1. You buy the battle pass that costs $20, which is in their terms, it's the Hall of Fame pass, and then you spend $60 buying tier skips, which puts you at $80. Now, the one thing with WWE 2K is that you are going to get 20 levels at the beginning that include all of the DLC characters, so you won't have to buy your way up to level 40 if you do want to go on ahead and buy yourself up to at least you can get the DLC. Now, I personally can't tell you and say here that I recommend it. If you guys see me do it at some point, it's obviously because we got to get some gameplay out on these DLC characters and all that good stuff. But again, this is all preference on if your pockets can do it. This is all preference on if you feel that you can't really grind as much, because we get it. Everybody has lives, and I think 2K understands they can't make this too tedious, man. Like, I got a life. You guys got a life. Like, a lot of people that play these games, they're not kids and just get to come home from school, do a little bit of homework, and just grind mindlessly. Like, there's a lot that's going to go into this, and things are going to begin to change. I think that, you know, there is some positives, but there is also some negatives. I can understand why this would leave a bad taste for a lot of players, because I get it. You know, this is completely ripping away the formula that we've had for so many years and bringing in something completely new. There was no way to kind of mesh us into this system. It was just completely different from what we are used to seeing as players. So trust me, y'all, I get it. For those worried about the way that the DLC will work, if you get the pass and you game share the game, people will also be able to get the rewards, right? The only thing is that every reward path is tied to your account profile. So if you decide to grind, that doesn't mean that your friend or your family member will get the rewards that you already have. They will have to grind as well, but the most important part is that they will still have access to getting those rewards. And one thing it says here is that, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to get the first 20 levels to unlock all of the DLC, and then from level 21 to 40, that's where you're going to see persona cards and things like that. It was announced that we will get 2 new persona cards, 2 new championships, and 2 new arenas in this battle pass. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I think the Ringside pass will do a good job at, you know, bringing in more rewards. One of the big negatives though is, again, being at the expense of the DLC. The DLC feeling like, okay, it's no longer DLC. We really got to grind this to see that. It would have been nice to see a lot of these things get added without impacting the DLC. That's just my 2 cents, because I can get behind the grinding system and something where I can engage with the game and want to play because I want a certain reward or a certain my faction card. But just the DLC being there, we really have to see how easy it's going to be to grind, you know, towards that DLC, because again, I can understand people's frustrations when it comes down to being told to grind for something that you haven't had to grind for in the past, as long as you had the season pass. The one thing about it is that obviously the level skips are optional. You can play the game, do whatever you want for the exception of online lobbies, and you're still going to get rewarded. I just want to know at how fast of a pace we will be rewarded. Aside from that though, man, I really don't got much more of an input to put into this. I think that this breakdown was solid by 2K. Whether it's good or bad, that's all subjective. I've seen some people say that this is a really good thing that they added, and I've seen some people say that this is the worst thing that they've added, and I'm kind of at a situation where I'm in the middle, right? I don't hate it, but I also don't like it as much as others do. You know, I think that the whole experience of grinding for something is really cool, but again, DLC being kind of at the expense of them adding something to grind for and a path to grind for, that's where I'm kind of just feeling mixed, in my opinion. I would have loved this without DLC being involved, but obviously this is what we're just gonna have to go on ahead and put up with for now. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see once this game comes out and we get our hands on this, see how fast people get to level up, and obviously see what DLC is going to be available day one, because it seems that for the first time in recent memory, we are going to get DLC available with 2K26 on day one, which you will be able to either skip through or grind through. So we'll have to see what happens, Joe. I really don't think that they can make this as hard as some people are thinking. That's something to keep in mind. I play NBA 2K a lot every time it comes out, and usually I don't really have a problem leveling up, especially if there are ways to, you know, get double XP and things like that. I think that they are going to incentivize modes such as my faction and the island to go in there and get double XP. Hopefully there's times that you get double XP on the whole game and they set it up for the whole weekend for you to unlock a lot of these characters. But what we know right now is there's a free track and there's a premium track. DLC is involved, and we don't know what DLC is involved just yet in terms of specific characters. Nonetheless though, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to stay tuned. I got some cool stuff coming for y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.